happy Easter to you and your families. My name's Cassandra DeWitt. I'm the Children's Director at Grace Point, and I am very excited about what's about to happen. There is one thing that I need you all to know, and that is Easter Jam is for everybody in your family. So no matter what your age is, we're about to have some serious fun. Now, adults, I need you to lead the way because this is Easter like we have never done it before. I also need you to know that the only way to not have fun is to not participate. So take a look around in your living rooms or in your homes and see if everyone's there. And if not, pause the video right now and go get them because we're gonna get started right now.
Easter, a time for fake grass, plastic eggs, these things, chocolate bunnies, and people dressed as bunnies. And then there are the weird parts of Easter, like fake grass, plastic eggs, these things, chocolate bunnies, and people dressed as bunnies, which is interesting. But what does all this stuff have to do with Easter? And if this holiday is about more than candy and wearing uncomfortable clothes to church and lunch with your relatives, what makes Easter happy?
Hello again, friends. Okay, so hear me out. It's my opinion that there are only two kinds of people in the world. People who love these things, like me, and people who just don't get it. Let's see how your family feels. Can you show me a thumbs up if you love these things? And a thumbs down if you don't. Okay, there's a lot of different opinions out there. But no matter how you feel about eating Peeps, I promise you're going to love the game we're about to play. Your family is about to face off in the greatest Peeps jousting competition of all time. Now I'm going to explain how it works, and then I'll tell you when to get started. So first, you're going to divide the room into two teams. Next, I want you to take 2 Peeps and assign them to your team. It's okay if you don't have any Peeps. No big worries. I don't either. You could use marshmallows instead. Team A gets Peep A and Team B gets Peep B. And you can come up with cooler names like Lord Sugarcoats or Sir Sprinkles, and you get the idea. You can also use a marker to decorate your Peeps if you want to and make them have a little personality if you want to. Draw a little mustache on there if you feel like it, or eyebrows or fancy outfit. All right, so next I need you to prepare your Peeps or marshmallows for battle. You're gonna take a toothpick and you're going to stick it into that Peep. Just like that, like a joust. And you're gonna get the other one too. Okay. Make sure the toothpick is facing forward toward the other Peep. Place the 2 combatants on a microwavable plate, which I happen to have right here. Okay. And you want them to be close enough together, but not touching each other. Finally, it's time for the big event. Gather around, put the plate into the microwave, setting the timer to 35 seconds. Don't worry, you won't let it run that long. In fact, don't let it run that long. All right, so once they're in the microwave, press start and watch at a safe distance until the Peeps drop their toothpick sabers and one touches the other. The toothpick that touches the other Peep first wins. As soon as this happens, you're going to want to stop the microwave. Trust me on this one, families. Okay. It's time to settle this thing now. So don't forget to snap a pic of that photo finish of those Peeps because it's go time. I want you to press pause now and I'll wait here. All right, guys, so how did that go? I need to know who won, and I definitely need to see pictures. Can you post them for us on your social media maybe? With the hashtag EasterJam2020. That's right, EasterJam2020. Now I have to admit to myself that was more fun than I thought it was going to be. And also, this happened. All right. Are you ready for another game? You can put that plate down. For this one, we are going to need a basket. You could use a laundry basket or your Easter baskets, something like this. I chose Easter basket and socks. You can get a pile of socks. I definitely, you want to make sure that they have matches, okay? So socks that have matches. So you're going to need the supplies, a couple baskets and a pile of socks with matches. And pause, go get those supplies, and then I'll come back here to explain the rest. Okay, guys? All right, so you all have your baskets and your socks, right? Now, I want you to choose 2 people to play, and you'll also need a couple people to be scorekeepers. To get started, I want you to dump all those socks on one side of the room, and don't worry, the socks are gonna make their way back to the baskets really soon. Then I want you to place the basket on the other side of the room. When I say go, the players will grab a sock, go through the pile to find the matching socks, and put them into shape of a ball or an Easter egg, whatever you want to call it, okay? Then you're going to throw it across the room, like me, into the Easter baskets. The player with the most sock eggs in the basket at the end of the timer wins. You don't have to have the scorekeepers to help you count, but you'll have to keep up with what happens on your own then if you don't. That means everybody's on the honor system, okay? Parents, I'm looking at you for that. Okay, if needed, press pause now to get everything and everyone in position for the game, and I'll wait here. All right, everybody's ready? Great. We're putting a 1-minute timer on the clock. This Easter throwdown is happening in 3, 2, 1, go! All right, families, come back over here. And who won? That was totally wild, wasn't it? Whoever won gets socks. All right, I'm just kidding. But adults, can you make sure that whoever won the challenge gets a special treat today? Maybe it's one of these because they're amazing, or something else if you don't agree. All right, so I hope you're having fun because I am definitely having fun. Today we're celebrating because it's Easter. And if you don't know the whole story of Easter, that's totally okay. Today we're going to talk about what makes today, maybe more than any other day, a happy day. But before we get there, I know you have a lot of family and friends who would love to hear from you. And to make that happen, we have a few options for you to do that. So I want you to pause this video and pick one of the challenges on the screen to wish your peeps or family a happy Easter. So pause now. What a great way to celebrate Easter together. And I just got like 9 text messages from my friends and family saying happy Easter. So we're celebrating Easter, and we're celebrating a little differently than ever before. And that's okay. But Easter is still happy. And that's not just because of peep wars or Easter baskets or chocolate bunnies, which I love. It's still happy because of what happened thousands of years ago at the very first Easter. It's the world's most powerful story, and it's simple. In fact, it's so simple, we can even tell it with laundry.
In the beginning, God created everything. He formed people in His very own image. But then, we turned away from God. Sin entered the world, like a dark stain. Still, God loved us so deeply that He made a plan to rescue us. At just the right moment, God sent His very own Son, Jesus, to live among us. Jesus healed hearts and minds and bodies. Thousands gathered to hear Him teach. Instead of giving lots of new rules, Jesus turned things upside down by making it simple. Love God, love others. After 3 years of traveling and teaching, Jesus and His disciples entered Jerusalem to celebrate the Passover feast. Huge crowds gathered to welcome Him. But while the crowds cheered for Jesus, the religious leaders made plans to arrest Him. He was turning their world upside down, and they wanted Him gone. As Jesus celebrated the Passover meal with His friends, He told them that He would be leaving, but would return. His friends didn't understand. That night, one of Jesus' followers, Judas, led soldiers to arrest Him. The religious leaders gave Jesus a fake trial and then sent Him to Pilate, the Roman governor, who could have Him killed. Pilate found Jesus had broken no law and tried to release Him. But a mob called for Jesus to be killed. Pilate gave in and handed Jesus over to the Roman soldiers. Jesus was forced to carry the heavy beams of His own wooden cross. On a hill called Golgotha, the soldiers nailed Jesus' hands and feet to the rough wood. The soldiers and people who passed by laughed and mocked Him. But from the cross, Jesus asked God to forgive them. Finally, Jesus called out, "It is finished." Then He died. The earth shook. Rocks split open. Even the soldiers cried, "Surely He was the Son of God." One of Jesus' followers took His body and placed it in a tomb cut from the rock. A huge stone blocked the entrance. Jesus' friends were devastated. They had believed that Jesus was the one God promised, the one who would rescue them, but now He was gone. Their whole world had turned upside down. Jesus' friends stayed hidden in fear for 3 days. But early Sunday morning, Mary Magdalene, a close friend of Jesus, hurried to the tomb. She planned to anoint Jesus' body with special spices. As Mary neared the tomb, she saw the stone had been rolled away. The tomb was empty. Mary turned to see a man standing near. She didn't recognize him until he said, "Mary." It was Jesus, alive. Jesus told her, "Do not hold on to me. I have not yet ascended to the Father. Instead, go to those who believe in me." Jesus, God's Son, became like us to lay down His life. Through God's power, He defeated death for all of us, and sin was washed away. One day, He's promised to return, so we can live with Him forever.
You know what, friends? I hear that story every Easter, and it always amazes me. I mean, God sent Jesus to the world to remind me and you that He is greater than anything that can go wrong in our world. The simple fact that Jesus came back to life is proof to me that I can face anything bad that happens. I like to think about it this way. I can because Jesus is alive. I can keep loving because Jesus is alive. I can be brave because Jesus is alive. I can have hope because Jesus is alive. Here's an idea. Take a few minutes and add to the list that I just started of things you can do because Jesus is alive. I want you to answer this question as a family. How would you fill in the blank? I can blank because Jesus is alive. Pause the video while you discuss. When you're finished, meet me back here. I just love conversations like these. Remembering what God has done in the past really helps me to trust Him with what's going on in my life right now. And I hope that that's true for you too. And I hope that you spend the rest of today making memories with your family. To get started making those memories, there's one last challenge. For this one, you'll need to decide who's the technology genius in your house. Maybe it's a step-parent or an aunt or an 8th grader. Either way, decide who that person is now. Okay, you got it? So as soon as this video is over, I want you to go outside and to take a family Easter photo. You can be totally dressed up or you can be in your PJs. It can be totally normal or it can be silly with one of those filters that turns your face into a bunny rabbit. No matter how you do it, I want you to take a family photo and make it awesome. And then you can share it to social media too. And remember to use the hashtag EasterJam2020 so we can see your family's awesome Easter pictures. Maybe now, more than ever, this is a time to celebrate and to remember that God is faithful and the hope that He gives us is in Jesus. After all, that is what makes Easter so happy. Bye.
The greatest day in history. Death is bleeding, you have rescued me. Sing it out, Jesus is alive. Cross the empty grave, life eternal, you have won the day. Shout it out, Jesus is alive. He's alive. Oh, happy day, you wash my sin away. Oh, happy day, I'll never be the same. I stand in that place, free at last, meeting face to face. I am yours, Jesus, you are mine.